We have 3 brand new Ultra Beasts in Pokemon Go, which is going to be Naganadel from the evolution of Poipole. We're also going to be getting Blacephalon and Stakataka. So all these Pokemon are out, but are any of them worth rating for, investing in, beyond just getting them into the Pokédex in Pokemon Go? We're going to find out everything you need to know about all 3 of these Pokemon in this video, so welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! Which of the 3 brand new Ultra Beasts do you guys like the best in Pokemon Go? So we do have the Naganadel, which is going to be evolved from Poipole. You're going to need 200 candies, and you are also going to have to adventure with this Pokemon and catch 20 dragon types with it as your buddy to unlock this. So not a super hard task, but it's definitely something that you need to get done. So since everybody has this one, we're going to start here. So the Naganadel is going to be a poison and a dragon type Pokemon. Unique combination, but is it going to be worth our time? This Pokemon is maxing out at 3587. It has an attack of 263, a defense of 159, and a stamina of 177. So nothing here is really outside of the ordinary, and this Pokemon is going to have a weakness to Dragon, Ground, Ice, as well as Psychic. It's going to double resist Grass and single resist Bug, Electric, Fighting, Fire, Poison, as well as Water. So this Pokemon actually has a decent amount of resistances, which might make it good in PvP. As far as its movesets go, it's going to get Poison Jab and Air Slash for its fast moves, and its charge moves, Dragon Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Fell Stinger, and Acrobatics. Okay, Sludge Bomb being a pretty good poison move. However, the Dragon move is an absolute no-go, man. That move is absolutely terrible. Unfortunately, it's not going to serve us here. However, I will point out that the shiny Naganadel looks absolutely fantastic, so I can't wait to see that in Pokemon Go eventually. So now let's transition this Pokemon into PvP as well as a meta attacker. See what is the best moveset for the meta attacker, and then we'll finish off with PvP here. The best moveset is going to be Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb, no surprise here, at a 37.91, followed by the Dragon Pulse combination at 34.24. If you want to see the Acrobatics, 32.17, and then the Fell Stinger is going to be 29.03. So the only chance this Pokemon does have is in the Poison category to stack up against some of the top in the game. The Poison category is not always the most effective, but there are a few Pokemon out there that do require Poison types because of their double weakness to it. So where is it going to sit in the Poison category? The number 1 Pokemon is going to be the Eternatus with Poison, Jab, and Cross Poison at 50.15, but that Pokemon is not out yet. The number 1 in the game is actually Mega Beedrill at 41.77, followed by the first non-Mega with Nihilego at Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb at 40.96. Then we have the Eternatus right under it at 39.84, and then we actually have the Naganadel in the 5th spot overall, 3rd spot available right now with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb at 37.91, followed by the Shadow Toxicroak that's 2 points below that, and then we have the Roserade at 34.93. So if we are looking at this Pokemon from an objective standpoint, it's actually pretty good in the Poison category. However, the Nihilego, some of you guys may have 100% IVs, we've already rated for it, the shiny has been out, is better than this Pokemon here. So what would I suggest doing with this? If you have a really good one and you want to invest some rare candy, some rare XL candy in this, you can. Do I think it's the most effective use of XL rare candy in the game? I do not. It is not sticking out over the top. It is not sitting at one of the best spots. So that is totally up to you guys. As far as Dragon Pulse, we're not even going to compare because it's not even close to the top, guys. I'm going to have to go so far down on the list. Salamence, Dragonite in their non-shadow forms are much better than this Pokemon here. As far as PvP goes, in the Great League, it's going to be ranked 751. In the Ultra League, 568. And in the Master League, 395 with Poison Jab, Fell Stinger, and Sludge Bomb. So unfortunately, for this specific Pokemon, while a Dragon and Poison type is cool and it looks really cool, it's not the most effective Pokemon here. So now we're going to move into the Stakataka. Stakataka is going to be in the Eastern Hemisphere. This Pokemon is going to be a Rock and a Steel type, which inherently does make it have a double weakness to actually 2 things, which is slightly problematic. But we're not going to stop there because we still need to see if it's good in PvP. This Pokemon is maxing out at 37.24. It has an attack of 213, a defense of 298, and a stamina of 156. So the stamina is slightly down, but the defense does look pretty promising for PvP. And as far as its weaknesses, it's double weak to fighting and double weak to ground and single weak to water. And man, being double weak to ground with Primal Groudon in the picture is an absolute challenge for us here. However, this Pokemon is going to be triple resistant to poison, double resistant to flying and normal, and single resistant to Bug, Dragon, Fairy, Ice, Psychic, and Rock. As far as its moveset, Takedown and Rock Throw are going to be its fast moves. And as far as its charge moves, it's going to be Stone Edge, Flash Cannon, and Bulldoze. So decent moves here. And as far as the shiny goes, it's a pretty cool gold color. So in the future, that will be there. Now it is not out yet. So where are we gonna sit with this Pokemon as a meta attacker? Let's find out. The best moveset on this Pokemon overall is Rock Throw and Stone Edge at 31.18, guys. Flash Cannon 30.29 and Bulldoze at 27.02. Man, that is not very high. That is not promising for a meta attacker, but let's find out. What are the top rock attackers in the game? At the top, we have the Mega Diancie. I hope I do get a good one of those eventually. Maybe they'll bring them into Elite Raids. I don't know, but I would love that. Rock Throw, Rock Slide at 46.27. Shadow Rhyperior at the next spot at 45.88. Mega Tyranitar at 45.73. And then we do have the Rhyperior, Rampardos, and Tyrantrum at 39.51, 39, and 37.4. On the second page, we have the Terrakion at the top at 37.38. And if you do want to see the Stakataka, you do have to go to the third page at the 25th spot at 31.18, which is actually behind Aerodactyl. So from a rock attacker, guys, this Pokemon is completely irrelevant. So that's a definitely no-go on powering this Pokemon up, but maybe it does good in PvP. Let's find out. Unfortunately, this Pokemon cannot be in the Ultra League, but in the Master League, it's only going to be ranked 252. With the moveset of Rock Throw, Stone Edge, and Bulldoze, with key wins against Ho-Oh, Togekiss, Sylveon, Lugia, and Gyarados. So while this Pokemon does have some pretty decent key wins, would I suggest bringing in a Pokemon that has 2 double weaknesses into PvP? Probably not, especially against common things like fighting as well as ground. So that leaves us one of these Pokemon left, and that is going to be the Blacephalon. This Pokemon is a fire and a ghost type and can be caught in the Western Hemisphere. It has very similar stats to Stakataka, but slightly higher. 3727 is going to be the max CP here, with an attack of 315. So this Pokemon is extremely classy. It has an attack actually that's higher than the Mewtwo. It has a defense of 148 and a stamina of 142. As far as its weaknesses go, with it being ghost as well as fire, it is going to be weak to dark, ghost, ground, water, as well as rock. And then as far as its resistances go, it actually has 3 double resistances to bug, fighting, and normal, and its single resistance to fairy, fire, grass, bug, ice, poison, as well as steel. Its movesets are going to be Astonish and Incinerate, and its charge moves are going to be Shadow Ball, Overheat, as well as Mystical Fire. And for this Pokemon, the shiny, I think it's pretty cool. Actually, I think the non-shiny looks a little bit more like a shiny than does the shiny. Let me know what you guys think, but let's find out, is it going to be worthwhile as a meta attacker? Let's start off because we have to see the moveset and then compare it to fire and ghosts. The best moveset combination on this Pokemon is going to be Incinerate and Shadow Ball at 42.48. As far as an all ghost attacker, Astonish and Shadow Ball at 40.91. And as far as all fire type, Incinerate and Mystical Fire at 40.61. So if we do want to compare it in the ghost category, guys, with just the ghost attack move, just to see where it does sit, Mega Mewtwo's obviously at the top, Mega Gengar with Shadow Ball at 52.21. Then we have the Shadow Mewtwo at 49.43. Then we have the Shadow Chandelure at 46.65. The Lunala is going to be at 43.98. On the second page, you can find the Blacephalon in the 14th spot overall at 42.48, which is actually the same as the Mega Lucario, which actually is quite impressive, as well as pretty much the same as a regular Mewtwo. So as far as this Pokemon, guys, actually pretty impressive on its placing. You know, as a Mewtwo, pretty good, but just a reminder, guys, we do have the Shadow Mewtwo, we do have the Mega Gengar, we have the Shadow Chandelure, so there are Pokemon that are better, and for the Shadow Chandelure, that one does not require paid XL candy to be able to get it. So that is something you're gonna have to consider. Obviously, it's harder to get a good IV one of those, a little bit more rare, but at the same time, you don't have to pay for that there. And then in the fire category, at the top, we obviously have the Mega Charizard Y at 51.91. And then we do have a bunch of Megas and Shadows and Reshiram actually in the third spot with Fire Fang and Fusion Flare at 46.8. Shadow Chandelure down there at the bottom at 42.98. If we do go to the second page, we have the Heatran above at the top in the 11th spot with the Magma Storm at 41.65. Shadow Charizard at 41.63. Ho-Oh at 40.84 with the Sacred Fire Plus Plus. That's actually going to be an Apex Shadow that was purified, so I would suggest not doing that because the Shadow is stronger. But then the Blacephalon is at the Incinerate Mystical Fire at 40.61. So once again, a pretty decent spot for this Pokemon, but it's not quite there yet. But as far as PvP goes, this Pokemon sits at 143 with Incinerate, Shadow Ball, and Mystical Fire. So for this Pokemon, guys, if you really wanted to go after it, this one would be, of the three, the most worthy of all of them. So that is something to take into consideration. But at the same time, guys, there are Pokemon that are higher than it, that have already been rated for, you've already put time and energy and effort into, and do sit higher in PvP as well as a meta attacker. So for all of these Pokemon, if I were to give you a blanket answer to make sure to optimize everything to the best of your abilities, I would say that you can go ahead and pass on all these Pokemon. However, if there is something in here that strikes a chord, it might fit into your PvP team. Just as a reminder that some of these Pokemon have double weaknesses. Some of those Pokemon do serve. Other Pokemon we've already rated for, like Nihilego, I already have the over 300 XL candy. So why would I invest more, which would, as of right now, require XL rare candy, into that specific Naganadel, and it doesn't even top one of the Pokemon that I already have the candy for. So I would save that for something different in the future. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys choose to do, and I appreciate you guys as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation to X level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and rating all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.